Oh boy, reviewing another Nike Trail shoe today? Hidden in the shadow of the larger, more cushioned Zagama 2 is the oft-forgotten Pegasus Trail 5. This is a low-slung road-to-trail crossover that I think can hold up quite well for the occasional trail training or local race where some added grip is needed. Now underfoot are low angular lugs made with Nike's all-terrain compound and some of that juicy React X midsole goodness that gives more responsiveness than loose cushion. The snappy shoe has a hefty mesh upper with plenty of flash and fabrics to contribute to the shoe's overall durability. It's fun and casually fast, but in the end, for a few dollars more, should you be looking at something like the Zagama 2, or is this seemingly hybrid shoe worth your money for trail days? We have a lot to talk about in today's review. Let's dive in. What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. Today we're talking about this from Nike. It is the Nike Pegasus Trail 5, their latest version of the door-to-trail, road-to-trail sort of hybrid shoe. I'm excited to talk about it. There's a lot of goods and bads. But of course, before we dive into the review, got to give you the Ginger Runner disclaimer. All products that I review on this channel are either provided by the manufacturer or running warehouse, a third-party vendor. I'm under no obligation to say anything positive or negative about anything that I review on this channel. I am not financially compensated in any way to say anything positive or negative about anything that I review. All opinions are my own. You're the first to see this review. No one has to approve it or anything like that. So give yourself a pat right on the top of the head, because you're great. All right, we're going to start with this review talking about the basics, the things that I like and dislike. The Pegasus Trail 5 is no different. Let's start with the things that I like. All right, nimble. So this shoe is very Kiger-like. If you remember the Nike Terra Kiger, one of their trail shoes, it's been out for, has it been 10 years now? It's low slung, has just enough cushion to kind of get you through longer runs, but definitely more race or short distance oriented. I'd say only from a cushion perspective, but it's very nimble. Fits like a slipper, feels very comfortable underfoot, provides you with a bit of that stability, and just kind of gets you through what you need to get through at a quick pace. So I really enjoy that. Accommodating. So this is a bit of a surprise for me. The width of the upper here across the midfoot can compensate and accommodate multiple different foot shapes. I wasn't expecting that just because the Pegasus Road shoe tends to be a bit narrower. So if you have a super wide foot, these may not work. But I do appreciate the accommodating nature of the upper. Durable. Surprised by this. The Zagama 2 is more durable than I expected. The Pegasus Trail 5, I am happy to report, is also more durable than I expected. The upper materials definitely reflect its road brethren, but they do hold up well depending on what sort of climates and terrains that you're running across. Again, this is sort of that hybrid shoe, door to trail, so you're probably not going to give it a ton of trail abuse, technical trails and stuff like that. But so far, holding up quite well. Have a few hundred miles on it, and I like that a lot. That being said, it's not all carameled apples rolled in peanuts or spooky Halloween decorations that make you go, ah! There are a couple of things that I dislike. Let's get to those now. Flat, and I mean this by a performance/feel. It lacks a bit of bounce. So compared to something like the Zagama 2 with that Zoom X midsole, the React X, while comfortable, it doesn't necessarily give me that sort of bounce and like propulsion that I would hope for out of something like the Pegasus, or that you get out of the Zagama or the Pegasus. It just runs a little bit flat. So prepare yourself for that. I think a lot of people might like that sensation. A bit more ground feel, a bit more protection underfoot than something that's super soft and squishy. But for me, I do like a little bit more bounce. The fit. So despite this being a more accommodating shoe, as I mentioned, I will say that the lacing is sort of hard to dial in perfectly, and the upper is shallow. So again, this is reflective of that Terra Kiger that I mentioned earlier in this review, which ran into some of the same problems. Is just like the lacing kind of being dialed in and that low, shallow platform. So width-wise, I'm good. I feel very comfortable in the shoe from a width perspective. It's sort of the overall profile of the shoe that gives me a little bit of problem. Not blister related, no real chafing. It's just an overall fit and comfort perspective. All right, so that is it for likes and dislikes. Let's get a bit more specific in our breakdown where we talk about build quality, comfort, fit, price, and looks, starting as always with build quality. As I mentioned, more durable than I expected. The mesh upper, all of the welded overlays, a bit more dialed in compared to the Zagama 2, which tends to be overbuilt. So I think the build quality here is going to hold up well, and it's a bit more minimal. than its bigger, more massive brethren. Comfort. It is a comfortable shoe, though not as bouncy or soft as the Zagama 2 or other offerings on the trail line from like Hoka, New Balance, stuff like that. That being said, it is a good race day shoe, or if you're looking for that sort of hybrid between a road shoe and a trail shoe, and you don't want to spend all the money on something that is only going to work on the trail, this does get you some of that road and trail comfort. Fit, I think it's both one of the shortcomings of the shoe and something that works better than previous versions of the shoe. So I think it has enough width for those of you with wider feet, but I think it is a bit low for those of you who have taller feet. Price. So these are retail around 150 bucks. This color version, 150 bucks, but there is a color version that's probably one of my favorites in the entire line that is $115. I have a link in the description. I will take you over to Running Warehouse to show you the color version and give you that $115 price tag. If you are a GR Crew member, you get an additional 10% off. It is a fun looking shoe, and at 115 bucks, that's a pretty damn good price. Finally, looks. That color version that I just mentioned, my favorite. This is not. This is definitely very trendy right now with sort of its primary color, sort of a shout out to 90s flair. But this is not my favorite color version. Overall, it's a fine looking shoe, I guess. Bringing us to our conclusion. So the Pegasus Trail 5 is super fun, looks great. It's a solid hybrid shoe that'll get you from door to trail with ease. I do miss some of that Zoom X and spring of the Zagama underfoot. There's a part of me that just would prefer to get a pair of Pegasus road shoes for $10 less and get those muddy rather than get a few more lugs underneath and mesh layers up top, just more mass in general. The Pegasus is simple, the Pegasus Trail is less simple, and if on sale, they are an incredibly capable shoe. So at that $115 price point, I think that's pretty damn good. Bringing us to our final criteria, is the Pegasus Trail 5 a buy, try, or a why? At $150, it's a try, but at $115, that is a solid buy. I think it's a really good trail shoe, something you could wear casually, something you could wear on the road, get you from your door to the local trail or gravel path. For 115 bucks, that's a great deal. You're gonna get hundreds of miles out of it. Yes, it's a Nike. I think people love hating on Nikes, self-included, but you're getting a pretty damn good shoe here for a decent price when found on sale. Again, link in the description. I appreciate you all very much using that link. That's it. Question now turns to you. Have you tried the Pegasus Trail, previous versions, or the 5? I know it's been out for a long time. I apologize. We're just getting back into the whole swing of things with reviews, so I'm curious if you have run in the shoe. If you have, what do you think? Like, dislike? Let me know in the comments. And that brings us to the end of our review. If you would like to support this channel, if you'd like to join an amazing community, please go to patreon.com/thegingerrunner. All tiers there get access to some really fun perks. We do daily live streams. We talk about running all the time, races. We have an amazing community of runners just like yourself from around the world, doing great things all the time, supporting one another. We call it the Misfit Run Club. And that is what this shirt is that I am wearing. This new crew neck sweatshirt is that I'm wearing. It's our brand new Misfit Run Club sweatshirt. It's pretty freaking dope. There's links to all of this. We appreciate all the support. Can't wait to see you next week. Get out there, train hard, race harder, and party the hardest. I know I am. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Ginger Run.